Welcome to the YouTube channel of Vyasa Institute of Mathematics. In this episode, let us see some details and some tricks to solve the problems on number sequences. In almost all the examinations for bank test, there will definitely be some two or three or sometimes up to 5 questions on the number sequences. In this episode, let us see how easily we can solve those questions on number sequences. When we come to the number sequences, generally there are 2 patterns. Of course, there are more patterns, but we can say that generally there are 2 patterns in number sequences. Those 2 patterns, let us say addition pattern and multiplication pattern. Addition pattern and multiplication pattern. To solve a problem on sequences, first of all, we must identify the pattern in which that sequence is. Only then we can move forward. Then there arises a question, how can we identify a pattern, whether it is an addition pattern or it is a multiplication pattern? I shall explain it by showing some examples. Consider the sequence 2, 4, 7, 11, 16, 23, 22, and so on. Consider sequence 2, 4, 7, 11, 16, 22, etc. Here, the first number is 2. You will get the second number 4 by adding 2 to this number 2. First number plus 2 gives second number 4. Then second number plus 3 gives the third number 7. Then third number plus 4 gives 11. Then plus 5, 16. Plus 6, 22. So we are adding a number to get the new term. We are adding a number to the new term. This is known as additive pattern. When the sequence is built up by adding a number to the previous one, let us call it an addition pattern sequence. But after understanding the pattern, we can immediately predict the next number easily. Here, after adding 6, then the next step we have to add 7 to 22. So definitely the next number will be 29. Then again consider another sequence. 2, 4, 12, 48, 240, and so on. Here, the second number is, of course, you will get the second number by adding 2 to this number. But the next number is then not equal to plus 3. It is somewhere difference is 8. So here, let us consider another case. 2 into 2 gives the second number. 4 into 3 gives the third number. Then into 4 gives 48. Then into 5, 48 into 5, it is 240. So you can predict the next number as 240 into 6. This is known as multiplication pattern. So the first one is addition pattern because we add a number to the sequence is built up by adding a number to the previous number. In the second case, it is a multiplication pattern because we multiply the number by a fixed number to get the next number. Again, we multiply that number by another number to get the next number. So we build up the sequence by multiplying the terms successively. That's why we call it multiplication pattern. So most problems on sequences belong to these two classes, addition pattern or multiplication pattern. Of course, there will definitely be other patterns also, but most problems are from these two classes. So to find the missing number of the sequence or to find out the wrong number in the sequence, first of all, we have to identify the pattern. Then, to identify the pattern, as we know, the first one is addition pattern and the second one is multiplication pattern. In the first pattern, the numbers are increasing only in a slow pace. But it is not the case for the second one. The numbers are increasing in a high pace. Here 2, then 4, then 12, then 48, then 240. Numbers are becoming larger and larger very quickly. But it is not so in the addition pattern case. Numbers are of course increasing, but not in that high speed. So generally, we can identify the pattern by looking at the speed at which the numbers are increasing. If the numbers are not increasing in a very high speed, we can imagine that it is an addition pattern. Sometimes that there may be multiplication pattern, but first of all, let us consider it as an addition pattern sequence, and then we try the pattern, and then finally we decide whether it is an addition pattern or multiplication pattern. So, looking at the pace at which the numbers are increasing, we may be identify the sequence as addition pattern or multiplication pattern. Then, after understanding the pattern, you can find out the missing number. I shall give you some examples and let us see how the missing number can be identified. Consider the sequence 3, 11, 43, 187, 955. Then what is the missing number? This is the question. A sequence is given as 3, 11, 43, 187, 955. Then what? So here you can see that the number is 3, then 11, then 43, then it becomes 187. Number is increased suddenly. Then again it goes to 955. Number became larger very quickly. So from that we can imagine that, we can assume that this is a multiplication pattern sequence. Then we try to identify the pattern, the order in which the numbers are increasing. If it is a multiplication pattern sequence, it will be better to start thinking from the right end, not from the beginning. That means it will be don't think about the factor by which this 3 is multiplied to get 11, but think about the factor by which 187 is multiplied to get 955. The reason for that I shall explain later. Here the number is 187. We need 955. By multiplying this 187 by what number? We will get this one. We know that 18 times 5. 18 times 5 is 90. So 187 times 5 may be somewhere near 955. So we just take the case as into 5 here. We are not fixing it. We can fix it after trying all the numbers. Then if it is into 5 here, then what about here? 43 into 187. 43 by multiplying 43 by what number? You will get 187. If you multiply 43 by 5, if you multiply 43 by 5, it will be 250. 43 times 5 will be 250. It is not 187. 43 times 5 is greater than 187. So it may not be multiplication by 5 here. Then check the possibility for the multiplication by 4. Then you can see that this 43 times 4 is 172. 172 is somewhere near 187. So let us think that, let us assume that it is multiplication by 4. If that is the pattern, here it is multiplication by 5, here it is multiplication by 4. In that pattern, here we may expect a multiplication by 3 here, and then we may expect a multiplication by 2 here. Now let us see whether this itself is the pattern. For that, we check the pattern. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 5 will be 11. If you multiply this 3 by this number 2, which we found here, then 3 times 2 plus 5 is 11. Again, 11 times 3, 33. 33 plus 10, you will get 43. Again, 43 times 4, it is 172. 172 plus 15, you will get 187. So now itself, you can see a pattern for the number sequence. Multiply by 2 plus 5, multiply by 3 plus 10, multiply by 4 plus 15. We got the pattern. So the next one will be 187 into 5 plus 20. It is 955. 187 into 5 plus 20, it is 955. Then the next one, our answer must be 955 into 6 plus 25. That is 955 into 6 is 30, 33, 54 plus 3, 57, 5730. 5730 plus 25. So 5755. 5755. So we got the missing number here. Now, earlier I mentioned you that if it is a multiplication pattern, you should start from the right end and not from the beginning. The reason for that is, here we found the pattern as 3 times 2 and then times 3, then times 4, etc. If we start from the left hand, we will not assume that, we will not think that this will be 3 times 2, because to get 11 from 3, we will think about only 3 into 4 or 3 into 3. 3 into 3 plus 2, 11, or 3 into 4, 12, minus 1, 11. We will not think about the multiplication by 2. But when we come from the right hand to the left hand, we got the pattern, and then we could easily understand that the multiplication in the beginning is 2. So after understanding the pattern, after getting the pattern exactly, we can find the missing number 5755. Next, let us see another example. Consider the sequence 9, 41, 57, 65, 69. Then what's the next number? Now you may be able to find out the pattern, that is whether it is an addition pattern or it is a multiplication pattern. The numbers are not becoming larger very quickly. It is 9, of course from 9 it became 41, but that trend is not continuing for the remaining terms. The numbers are increasing only in a small pace, very slowly. The numbers are increasing very slowly. So we may assume that this is an addition pattern, not a multiplication pattern. Then we think about by adding what number to 9, you will get 41. Then by adding what number to 41, you will get 57, and so on. Here you can see that 9 to from 9 to get 41, we must add 32. 9 plus 32 is 41. Then again from 41 to 57, we have to add 60. Here we added 32, then we added 60. Then from 57 to 65, we have to add 8. Then from 65 to 69, we have to add 4. So now we got a pattern. The adding number is 32, then 16 means half of 32. The next is 8, again half of 16. The next is 4, again half of 8. So the next number to be added is the half of 4, that means plus 2. So the answer will be 69 plus 2, 71. That will be the missing number. Okay. Again, let us see another example. $430, $422, $395, $331, then missing number. $430, $422, $395, $331, then missing number. What is the missing number? Here also we can see that it is not a multiplication pattern. It is an addition pattern, because the numbers are decreasing in a slow speed. Subtraction is also, we can call it an addition pattern. So this is an addition pattern, or that means in this case it is subtraction. Then let us see what must be subtracted from 430 to get 488. We can see that it is minus 8. Then from 422 to 395, we can see that it is minus 27. Then from 395 to 331, we can see that it is minus 64. Minus 8, minus 27, minus 64, and so on. Here, these subtracting numbers have a property. This is 2 cube, this is 3 cube, this is 4 cube. So the pattern is minus 2 cube, minus 3 cube, minus 4 cube. Then the next one is, you can easily find out as minus 5 cube. That means minus 125. So the answer will be 206. Answer is 206. So this also is an addition pattern. Addition means subtraction. Subtraction pattern also is known as addition pattern. Then next, let us come to another example. Say, consider the sequence 8, 7, 10, 21, 68. Here also the numbers are not increasing in a high speed. So we will start by assuming that it is an addition pattern question. Let me see now. Then if you think about the addition pattern, we can see that this is minus 1. Here it is minus 1. Then this is plus 3. Then here it is plus 11. Then here it is plus 47. The adding numbers are not in any order. So even though first we suspected that the sequence is an addition pattern sequence, by finding the numbers we can understand that it is not an addition pattern. Then we try for multiplication pattern. When it comes to the multiplication, if we multiply 21 by 3, we will get 63. It is somewhere near 68. So here it may be multiplication by 3. If it is so, then here it will come 2. Then here it will come 1. Then for this one, we will not get a number. Or if you multiply it by 0, that will not give the answer. So this into 1, into 2, into 3 may not be the pattern. So let us think about another possibility. Say here let it be into 4, then into 3, into 2, into 1. Then you can see that 8 into 1 minus 1 is 7. 8 into 1 minus 1 is 7. 7 into 2 minus 3. Sorry, 7 into 2 minus 4 is 10. 10 into 3 minus 9 equal to 21. 21 into 4, 84. Minus 16, 68. So this 1, that means 8 into 1 minus 1, 7 into 2 minus 4, subtracting numbers are 1, 4, 9, 16. These are squares. So this is 8 into 1 minus 1 square equal to 7. 7 into 2 minus 2 square, it is 10. 10 into 3 minus 3 square, it is 21. 21 into 4 minus 4 square, it is 68. So our answer will be 68 into 5 minus 5 square. 68 into 5 minus 5 square. 68 into 5 is 340. 340 minus 25. So the answer is 350. The missing number is 350. So sometimes we may think that the sequence is addition pattern, but after checking the numbers, we may be able to understand that it is not the addition pattern. Then we will try for multiplication pattern. Let us see another example. Consider the numbers 1727, 1330, 999, 728. Then what is the missing number? Here we can see that 1727, 1330, these numbers, if we are familiar with the cubes of the numbers, we can see that this is 1728 minus 1, whereas 1728 is 12 cube. So 12 cube minus 1 is 1727. And this is 1331 minus 1. 1331 is 11 cube. So 11 cube minus 1. Next is 10 cube minus 1. Next is 9 cube minus 1. 9 cube is 729. 729 minus 1. So the next one we expect it has 8 cube minus 1. 8 cube is 512. 512 minus 1 is 511. So this is not a multiplication pattern or an addition pattern. And the sequence we got by taking the cubes, remembering the cubes of the numbers. So whenever we get a sequence, we first of all find the pattern, understand the pattern. After identifying the pattern, you can very easily solve the sequence questions. There may be different methods like this. You please try different questions to understand the pattern and to solve the questions easily. Then we will come to you in the next episode with other shortcut methods to solve different problems which will be helpful to the bank and PSC and SSC competitive examinations. And please remember to subscribe the channel to get all the episodes exactly as and when we publish it. Thank you very much.